Hi everyone. Welcome to pipsedge.com. Today we will understand how foreign exchange intervention affects the market. Before getting into details, please read the disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor and anything mentioned on this channel is not financial advice. What is foreign exchange intervention? It is a policy used by a central bank, which is about money. It is appropriately explained as when the central bank assumes a participatory role and uses an active role to influence the transfer rate of monetary funds of the country's currency. The central bank uses foreign exchange market intervention as a means to create reserves for themselves or supply them to the banks of the country. How does foreign exchange intervention works? How successful the foreign exchange intervention gets is dependent on how the central bank limits the impact of outflows and inflows of the money supply. It is also a function of the general macroeconomic policies which the government of a country employs when it is necessary. It is safer to run a corrective intervention for a short period after the first approach has been carried out. Exchange rate intervention is also regulated to keep a tab on the inflow and outflow of money. Currency interventions happen when the central bank sells or purchases the currency of its own country in the foreign exchange market to be able to influence the value. The goal of currency intervention is to ensure that the value of a local currency is maintained to be lower when compared to foreign currencies. As a result of higher valuations of currency, exports become less competitive. After all, there is a higher price for products when they are bought in a foreign currency. Due to this, it is evident that when there is a lower valuation of currency, there would be an improvement in exports and economic growth. Central bank definition. Known as the Reserve Bank. It is an institution that has the authority to manage the currency, interest rates, and money supply of a state. It also oversees the commercial banking system, increases the monetary base, and controls the coining or printing of the currency of the country. The central bank controls the financial crisis of the country that deals with currency inflow or outflow. This ability is called regulatory and supervisory powers, which are necessary to avoid bank runs and discourage fraudulent acts or fraudulent display of member banks. Functions of a central bank which permits it to carry out those types of intervention. Implementation of monetary policies. Setting the rate of interest that manages the country's inflation and exchange rate. Control of the entire money supply of a nation. The bank of the government and other banks. Regulation and supervision of the state's banking industry. Management of the foreign exchange and government bonds of the country. Government intervention in currency markets. The approaches by government include borrowing and reserves. The government uses its foreign exchange reserves to maintain the value of its exchanging rate if it is falling. This means that the government can sell its pounds reserve and purchase dollars. Borrow. The government can contact abroad and borrow foreign currency from them. Changing interest rates. When there is a higher rate for interest, there would be more savings of money. A higher rate of interest will force more demand for the currency of the state. Reduce inflation. The government can reduce inflation by tight monetary or fiscal policy. Final thought. More so, the central bank buying and selling rate is essential in the regulation of funds. The reason is that it gives value to the currency of a state concerning another state or the world's economic exchange rate. However, this exchange rate is determined by the activities in the foreign exchange market. Yet, the central bank can put measures on the ground to determine what the standard should be. That's about it for today. See you tomorrow. Until then, have a great week ahead and happy trading.